Stay right there and open your udder. It's in frame.
You're so demanding. I like that, man.
Well, you got a teacher kink too?
I'm spreading it for you, okay? It's spread.
That's
there
right.
you go.
That's
no
right.
eye contact, not even a kiss or anything. Thank you. Beautiful. Penis and watching pills. Sorry.
Suffering is necessary for complex life.
Like
we are not biologists or classically trained and educated philosophers, by the way.
This is very true. This is a bunch of bro talk, bro science, if you will.
Yeah, brolosophy.
Bro.
Phil Brosophy?
I like brolosophy.
Brolosophy, yeah, for sure. You heard it here first.
We're no longer systematic.
Honestly, someone with better hair than me probably has already come up with
you
that.
Great hair. Look at it. Magnificent.
Is this suffering necessary for complex human? This is ridiculous. I can't believe I'm sitting here getting roasted on my own goddamn show.
I mean, to be fair, you're humbled by it. Therefore,
or rather, our own goddamn show.
You're being humbled by it. You're experiencing personal growth from this. The only thing you're not experiencing is hair growth.
Here's the thing. Hair growth was not evolutionarily required.
Absolutely was. You're just weak bloodline, bro. What do you mean?
I mean, I'm still here. Actually, I am the last of my bloodline. I don't have kids, so sorry, Dad.
Jealous.
Yeah,
how you guys doing? Welcome to Systemanic. I am Ron Charles with no S. This is my BFF for life, Charles. We are here to discuss: is suffering a requirement
for complex life? That was the topic, at least that we pulled out. That was what I said.
I thought of something in the process of saying that.
Do it.
And actually, about your hair. Made me think about that.
God, you're like, we're still talking about this?
Yeah, I did. And the reason why, okay, I have a reason. And I stopped. I'm like, oh shit, that makes sense. By you not having hair, you wearing hats. You changed your appearance because you're not wearing a hat.
Yeah.
So with that logic, you actually changed your person. Everything about you is now different because you are, unfortunately, I'm sorry, bald. So that kind of does support this a little bit because it's, even though you're not suffering per se.
Okay. Why not be the example? So
it's called me out immediately.
So no, actually, like, I shaved my head when I was 18 and it's never grown back, but before it was shaved, I was an emo kid with long hair, like collarbone length. And even back then I wore beanies a lot, actually, even in the summertime. Growing up in the Midwest, you get away with that. You can't get away with that in Alaska. But I obviously started to lose because it's not like I just shaved my head when I was 18 and it was gone. Like, it was coming, I could see it going. Me wearing a hat all the time didn't help, but I was going to lose it anyway. And it did actually cause some, like, pretty, surface level insecurities because I was 17 losing my hair. Like, that's going to fuck any 17-year-old dude up, especially because, like, I was a pretty vain 17-year-old probably. Because, like, I was already 200 pounds at 17 years old. Like, I was already kind of this size. And as a teenager, you just sort of, like, you just sort of, like, have that about you. And then when you're that and bald, it would kind of look like a joke. So what ended up happening over the years probably is that my suffering about being bald and I had to work with that. And that's why I started working out, because I realized that I couldn't just be a skinny guy or, like, just like a stocky guy who was balding. You had to be jacked. So if I didn't start losing my hair and suffering, I wouldn't have started lifting.
So, I put you on blast.
I really just, like, pulled all that out of my ass. I have no merit to that.
I'll put myself on blast.
Although it was kind of true. Probably.
I'm a fat guy. I got man boobs.
You got a couple of udders right there.
Even without the costume, I have udders. So in turn, I don't do certain activities because I'm a fat guy. I wear baggy clothes. I don't go on trampolines because a lot of other things bounce with me. I had to adapt to a different lifestyle because I know I look fat.
What's driving a forklift over a rough parking lot like for you?
Honestly, do speed bumps and like gravel ruin my day.
It's just
And
like you can feel it like shaking on
dude,
you,
it's terrible.
like jerking down on
Like,
you.
and then if it's a D speed bump, I hit myself in the head with my own boobs.
Oh, that's how you get stretch marks, dude.
I can't help it. I wear a bra at work.
Yeah, you really do.
It's terrible.
You gotta get a work bra.
Not a sports bra, it's work bra.
No, Dickies makes them now. Yeah, they're steel nipped.
I should get them in like the safety colors, make sure people see me.
Yeah, I've been trying. We can get them logoed.
Yeah, I like that. We should do that.
Yeah, I think OSHA would probably approve of that.
Let's email them.
Their calendar would at least. The OSHA calendar.
I'm a pin-up model for fucking OSHA. All right, so instead of using us for examples, so what would be a good example for human suffering to actually evolve in that sense for more complex thought, complex?
So I'm actually going to take that outside of the human, because it says complex life, not complex human life, or even human intelligence or anything like that. It's just complex life. So I'm taking that as like just a generally multicellular organism, anything above a jellyfish, basically. Like I'm considering a jellyfish simple life, just for the sake of this conversation. So anything with a brain, like I don't think jellyfish have brains, right? Or is it hearts they don't have? It's one of those two they don't have. Hearts. Or it's a central nervous system. They're fucking weird, but
they're fucking immortal.
They are too, and they're actually really cool. Honestly, you ever seen a jellyfish though, like on the beach?
I haven't seen one in person because I don't go to the beach. I keep my porcelain skin where I want it, and I only stand on my toes. It freaks me out.
You tried convincing me you had olive skin the other day. Now it's porcelain.
It's porcelain in Alaska.
You're a lawyer. You're a lawyer.
I am a lawyer. You're a lawyer.
You're a lawyer, sir.
Oh, sir. Anyway, in Alaska, I'm considered porcelain.
Yeah, in Alaska, you're pretty fucking tan.
But where I'm from, I'm considered olive. But jellyfish are fucking weird. But beyond jellyfish, I get the jellyfish.
So, if this is actually a metaphor that Alex O'Connor had presented, this is actually what got me thinking about it, which is why this was a topic. I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but very briefly, the way we choose topics is we just think about them honestly, and we write them down on a piece of paper, and we put it in his udder, and we pick it, which you probably saw. Now I think about it in the interview, or in the intro. But for complex life, like suffering, the death of an antelope, that is suffering. A lion eating that antelope is suffering. Like the lion is getting something out of it. In fact, the fact that a lion must consume complex life in order to maintain its own complex life is in itself evidence of the fact that suffering, or the idea that suffering is necessary for complex life. That has no bearing, probably, on the cost of tea in China, so to speak, as my dad would say, the butterfly effect kind of thing. But we also don't know. Like maybe that gazelle would have run out and gotten hit by a car. Maybe that car was like the president of Zimbabwe, and the president of Zimbabwe was on the way to UN summit to maybe join in the efforts. Fuck am I even talking about at this point? Suffering and complex life like kind of go hand in hand. They have to, I think, anyway, because like without suffering, you have no reason to grow. Just plainly simple. Anyone who's ever trained, anyone who's ever studied for that matter, can attest this. You ever taken a fucking final? Well, you came out the other end smarter than that because of the suffering that it took to get through that final, to study for it, to sit there. Just the fact that you're sitting there and watching the clock as the test is handed to you, that's suffering in and of itself.
It's more like conditioning. It's going through that hard tribulation to evolve into something better. There's a wonderful story I love about natural selection. There's woods and a bunch of moths. One side of the woods has black, the other side has brown. The brown moths blend into the bark of the tree. They survive. The black moths, easy to pick out.
And they're shot by the cops.
They're getting cigarettes. Yes, Honor. And the black moths are easy pickings. They stand out. They build a factory next to this forest. This factory produces soot. The trees start turning black. The black moths blend in. Now the brown moths are targets because now they're blending into the black soot. Mm-hmm. So it's conditioning to the environment, conditioning to the actual scenario you're living in. When we're taking a test, when we're doing something that is considered suffering, we have to adapt to that level to come out of it. If we were to have an ice age, we are not conditioned for it. We will not be conditioned for it. But others will. Not our generation. It's a survival. So I like that concept of natural selection because it is adaptable. It is evolutionary. It is going to be something that we can learn to adapt to, and generations after us are going to make it better, and they're going to improve it. So suffering is, I think, a very important part to evolve in all life forms, not just human, not just animal, but in general, all.
I think, actually, I want to expand on that a little bit. I hope I want to expand on that a little bit. Because I think suffering also leads to the building of instincts, as far as I can tell.
So right.
What instincts are, and this is now it's pure speculation. I've got no evidence to back this up whatsoever, but just in thinking about it, is like instincts, you can't scientifically prove they are or are not. But what they seem to be is like a reaction based on a genetic memory. And that genetic memory is generally imbued through suffering. So you can only adapt through instinctual or through suffering that provides you with the instincts to circumvent that suffering in the future.
That's a great way of putting it. Because the instinctual desire and fears are genetic versus known of that person. So that's a phenomenal way of putting it.
I mean, it's like why, like phobias are a great example of this. Like, your 4 generations ago, someone in your tribe was killed by a black widow, and they found the black widow, and now you 4 generations later have a fear of spiders.
Just call it spiders. They don't want to say black
widows. Brown recluse.
Yeah, it's brown.
The point is, honestly, it probably couldn't even pick up your whispering. I don't know that it could. I had to boost the volume in editing a little bit, quite a bit actually, which is fine. But these are like pretty inexpensive mics, so it is what it is. But Black Widow, the spider phobia, yeah.
No, it doesn't make sense, especially when you now have a tribal experience of losing somebody toward that one thing. So the tribe knows itself that, hey, we lost somebody we love from this spider. We now know this spider is bad. We're going to ingrain that into our people going forward. This is a bad fucking spider. Now I know I don't like bugs at all. I will run away.
Yeah. The only thing we have in Alaska is mosquitoes.
Exactly. Thank God for Alaska. We're safe here.
A lot of deer flies too. They don't talk about that. They really don't talk about how bad the mosquitoes are here in Alaska. There are no penguins here in Alaska.
No, penguins aren't even real.
Those are pandas, dude.
Oh, shit, my bad. Like the P's get me confused.
I gotta replace the batteries in my penguin soon.
Yeah, speaking of suffering, I had an idea. I think it'd be fun for you and I and for them
to suffer together.
If you want to take place, actually, yes, we're going to suffer together. You volunteered for this. This is unscripted, like everything we do. I figured if this video gets 25 likes, I'm going to wax my chest on video. And since, Charles so openly, you heard it here, agreed to doing it.
Huh? No. You said...
I heard suffer together. You said suffer together.
Why did I say that?
I don't know why you said it, but you said it because you're a bro.
We're going to find it in editing that I didn't say this.
The editor better not take this out.
I am not waxing your chest. I will let you wax your chest, though.
Timesies? I didn't say you had wax on your chest.
Great. That's where I thought you were going with
I
that.
was saying you're gonna get your chest waxed.
No, you said you were going to get your chest waxed.
We're gonna suffer.
No, no. You said You said
together.
quote. I am going to get my chest waxed, or I'm going to wax my chest. That's what you said.
You said you want to suffer together.
I'll suffer spiritually with you.
I'll take it.
Nice.
So yes, if we get 25 likes on this video, that's like at least this many. I'm going to wax my chest.
For the love of God, think of the children. Put that away.
Sorry. Man boobs and all. And I'm going to experience suffering. And I'm going to learn from the suffering. I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to take this as educational suffering.
What are we learning? What are you learning?
When we get to that point, if we get to that point, we'll learn together. And Charles, my wonderful buddy, you'll be waxing my chest.
Fine, I'll wax your chest.
It's on camera. You guys witnessed it. Suffering is required for growth, whether it be evolutionary or channel.
I think suffering is required for emotional development also. And I don't even mean that like personally. I mean that like evolutionarily. What do you think the purpose of having tears is? Like we're one of the only animals, I think maybe the only animal that develops that like cries like that. It's a visual cue that like somehow you have emotionally damaged me.
Yeah.
Or I am experiencing an incredible set of emotions because of you. It's a signal.
I think it's honestly, if I'm crying, I think it could be you know how lizards we don't have lizards here in Alaska. We know lizards have that little thingy thing over here, right?
I think so, yeah.
They're showing you something, right? They're showing you that they're feeling a certain way. That's what crying does. I don't see a reason why we would cry other than cleaning out our eyes, tearing up. But I think it's to show you, I'm wounded, leave me alone. I'm hurt, leave me alone. I'm hurt, empathize with me. I'm hurt, give me stuff.
Yeah, I'm hurt, help me. Like,
yeah, so I think in that sense,
and without
verbally saying it, it's like, I'm not going to look at you and say, Charles, I scraped my knee. Can you get me a banana? You're going to see me crying. You're like, oh, man.
I want to rub that banana peel right on your knee, kid.
Exactly. So you're going to see that immediately. It's like, oh, my
sandpaper
boy.
boy.
Sandpaper banana peel. You're going to see those tears, and you're immediately, knee-jerk reaction. My boy needs a banana right now. No other thought. And you're going to come back and give me a banana. That's what my tears are going to do. And that's what crying is. That's the evolution of crying.
I'm going to come back and give me a banana.
And that's, although it's not worded the most educational and appropriately,
no,
I
get it.
I think it makes the most sense. Hold on, let's take this real quick. So I do think that is the purpose of crying.
But without suffering, we wouldn't have been able to get to the point where we could cry. And crying is a vital. Like, I'm an emotional guy. I cry like once a week, probably. Usually to myself. Not always to myself, but usually to myself. And it has honestly like very little, if anything, to do with the amount of suffering I've felt or like experienced in life. So it isn't like a one-to-one, you must suffer this much to be able to cry this much or anything like that. But just like over the eons of human development, it seems odd that we are at least among the only animals that can cry like that. It's like we've just suffered more. That's not exactly where I was going with that, but it was just like, yeah, man, like we have a deeper intellectual pool to swim in, so to speak. And is it possible that's because of the amount of suffering we're capable of experiencing? Like, can you even experience like this much suffering if you've only got this much emotional intelligence? Like, can a gorilla experience more suffering than an earthworm?
What is our job as a species? All species. Survive.
And reproduce, yeah.
That's our job. We're going to find a way to survive. I think because of emotional intelligence and the way we communicate with each other, I think crying in itself is a form of survival. Again, referring back to banana, but not even funny, is if you see me crying, your knee-jerk reaction as a human is going to be, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
I want to help. It's survival, it's manipulation. It's not based off of the actual emotion, because dogs get sad. They'll hit you with the but dogs do get sad, but they don't cry. Like you said, we're the only animals that cry. We're the only animals that manipulate. We're the only animals that actually look to reciprocate emotion in that time of distress. So if I'm sitting there crying and I look at you saying, I'm hungry, you are going to do whatever you can to feed me.
I don't know that we're the only animals to manipulate, but that did get me thinking just now, just a second. Is your ability to suffer correlated with your likelihood to be manipulated? So, like, if you're more likely to suffer at a higher degree, are you more likely to be manipulated?
That's a good question.
That's like
a great question.
Like, you can, I'm sure any one of you guys watching can think of someone who's, we'll say, a little bit less conscious than maybe you are watching. Like, you could think of them as maybe being a little bit easier to manipulate because they're just less likely to understand their sufferings or something.
Suffering itself, let's just break down suffering. Suffering is an extreme distress on a person.
Well, I would say like a presumably conscious life, just to take it out of like
the not even conscious life. Let's just say
complex life,
complex life. Yeah. So let's say this thing is suffering. They're going to learn from the suffering to adapt to it differently. We as humans adapt to it one way. A lion, as you had said, would adapt to it differently. My knee-jerk reaction is to my suffering is to try to think of a scenario I can get out of it, adapt to it, and make it work to my benefit. If I go driving down one of my roads and it's all the snow out there and I see somebody shoveling, I see old lady shoveling here in Alaska, I feel bad.
You don't stop, but you feel bad.
I feel bad.
Yeah, it's cold out there.
I didn't go out there. It's cold.
No, you got a nice space heater.
My udders shrink.
Got a nice space heater right here.
But I feel bad, right? But now if I see that same old woman crying on the side of the road, I may stop because now I want to know why. I want to help. The person that may be less conscious is going to do whatever they can to help. The person that is hyper aware and a little more conscious is going to wonder why. The question why is always the strongest question to ask. I look at this person. Why are you sitting there when you're right behind your house? Why aren't you going inside? Why are you crying on the road? You want me to see you. Why do you want me to see you?
Why are you crying? Why did my truck move more when I ran your leg over than I thought it would?
Oh, it's your leg.
What was that? Mazda.
But it's one of those questions. Like, why are you presenting yourself to the world to see? If you're sitting there and you're feeling this heightened emotion of sorrow, why are you showing the world? You want something. What do you want? I'm not going to stop because that is not normal. That is a form of luring. That is a form of manipulation. In my eyes, if you were crying, sitting down on your ass, do it in your house. Now, if you're flailing, like, oh my God, help me. Yeah, okay, I'm going to stop and see what's going on. But if you're sitting there crying, sitting on your porch, minding your business, I ain't going to stop. No way. These crocodile tears exist. That was fucking great. I'm going to take this shot now.
That was fucking great. I'm going to take this shot
God
now.
Damn,
right.
I'm smart
Says the
fuck.
cow. I'm smart as fuck.
God,
I'm so fucking smart, guys.
God, I'm fucking pretty too.
I think one's ability to suffer would be pretty directly correlated with their ability to be manipulated. Because if you can suffer more, you can be averted more. Suffering is something that you run away from generally. You work your way out of. You consciously make efforts to avoid. If someone knows in the ways that you suffer, they can push you away from that and towards something else. Like,
So would it be survival of the fittest in that sense? Because if I'm sitting there crying, I know I'm gonna get X, Y, and Z from this person. You fell for my
Yeah.
bullshit. That's survival. Who's wrong?
I don't know if there is a right or wrong in that, unless there is
There's a right. There's a right or wrong.
unless there's like a malice behind one of the actions. But
if I'm crying to get something from you with no reason to cry,
that's malice right there. Then that's wrong.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
You're giving me stuff for my tears. I am putting on a whole show for you.
Oh, so then it's like, oh, because then you're tapping into the empathy of those who can suffer greatly. Because those who can suffer greatly generally, I think we can intuitively say, have a greater like skill of empathy.
I would crisscross that.
You think so?
I think the fact that I'm watching you suffering is primitive. That falls into the primitive nature of things. If I'm able to calculate into why, that puts me, I would assume, again, I'm not a botanist, I would assume at a higher cognitive level. You're working on your primitive nature to assist, to help. Although you see suffering, your primitive nature is going to do to help. I, beyond primitive nature, am going to expose your instinctual need to help. I am thinking above primitive nature in natural instinct. I think people that are manipulative tend to be more conscious of that aspect. The people that are so impulsively to help others without asking why are those who are more
cognitively or consciously lower.
Yeah,
I don't want to say cognitive because like there are some incredibly intelligent people out there who just aren't as conscious. As
definitely. I don't want to sound rude to people that just blindly help, because that is not the case. The case I'm stating is more the fact that people that don't ask why and just walk over things without thinking why, those are the lower grade of consciousness, I would assume. But the person I'm interacting with would be in a higher sense of the term, due to the fact they know how I'm going to react to their primitive instinctual nature.
So the conscious person there is the one manipulating the more primitive brain or primitive reactions rather than in the other person. So suffering is primitive. It is. It fucking is, because it just is. I can tear a fucking earthworm in half. Like that's primitive as shit.
God, you're so strong.
I know. You know what, man? You ever seen Earthworm Jim? Earthworm Jim ain't got shit on my thumbs, bro. Little pincher grip. Yeah. You ever stick you ever get a car battery, and you probably didn't because you grew up in the city, but you ever get a car battery and put electrodes, one electrode to each post, and stick it in wet dirt?
No.
You should do it out here in Alaska. You'll get a bunch of worms coming to the top.
The snow is melting, so it's a good time to do it.
I mean, it is almost the end of July, so it's about that time.
Yeah, it's brisk 60 degrees out here.
I can tell as much as you're sweating.
Fucking so hot.
Damn it, I had another question that was actually the question of why, I think, is probably, at least in my case, has led me to the most suffering. And I think probably like a lot of people, if they thought about it, the question of why me? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Why them? Why this? Why any of it? Albert Camus actually talks about this a lot. I'm in the middle of his book, The Myth of Sisyphus, and I'm finally in the middle of it. It's taking me so long to get to it. But he talks about the absurd. The entire book is about what he calls the absurd, and the absurd kind of is the question why. It just is generally it is the irreducible question of why. When you ask why so many times that you no longer have a reason to ask, but you still have that wonder, that's the absurd. That is the source, at least for me, of suffering. I will never have the answers to these questions, at least not in my living three-dimensional life. And when you get, see here, I venture on saying that like I'm more conscious or whatever of other people, but like, or than other people, but like I think you and I are sitting in front of 3 fucking cameras for a reason. we talk about things, we get to the bottom of things, we try to, and I think that the absurd, that irreducible why is the ultimate source of at least higher conscious suffering. So at this point, human suffering. We've gone out of the animal realm and into the human realm now, and even further into the human realm and into the realm of people who are like aware of things like this. They're aware that the why is completely unanswerable.
I'm pretty inclined to say suffering is more, not exclusively, but borderline exclusively human emotion.
Well, is it an emotion or an event?
I would say an emotion, because you're going through a bunch of different emotions. You're going through sorrow, you're going through frustration, you're going through hate, you're going through all these different emotions at the same time in the process of suffering.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I can get over with that. Yeah.
So when a lioness loses her cub, she's hurt, but she knows. She moves on. The complex thought, the complex evolution of humanity is exactly what you said, the why. The why is the thing that keeps most people up at night if you think this way.
Yeah.
If something happened to my dog, why? My dog went missing, why? I have no answer. I didn't find the body. I didn't see somebody take her. My dog's gone. Why? That
just is.
That inconclusive answer is what haunts most humanity. So suffering is, I'm not going to say exclusively, but it really may be just a human experience.
Well, let's say it is a human experience. Is it necessary to be a human? So, like, the way I have taken suffering and turned it into part of my complex experience is that I use it to find the questions I want to answer. I don't use it to find answers. I use it to find questions that don't have them. And I am fortunately curious enough to actually like be, at least at this point, pretty endlessly interested in those unanswerable questions and the unteachable lessons. And um so for me, it's like the suffering has actually made me, I think, a more interesting person, and certainly a more interested person, because I've felt the suffering of being stupid, being like ignorant and unintelligent and inarticulate and all of these things. That it has actually made me a pretty curated. I don't want to say mask because like you know me pretty well at this point.
Yeah.
Like I just am this everywhere
That's
I go.
who you are.
But like this is curated though. Like the person I am on the inside is the same as the person you are, and the person you are on the inside. I will never see that because you can't. It's impossible to express who you truly are on the inside outwardly. But the inside of you, I think, when you do it right, suffering is necessary to sharpen.
It is necessary. The more you think about your suffering, the more you're going to use your cognitive thought, the more you're going to think about your own thoughts. Why am I feeling this way? Again, we revert back to the answer why. Humanity is always going to ask why. Those who don't ask why are victims. They will always be victims.
Well, the ones who, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Because if you don't ask why, hey, why is that guy calling me in the alley? That's weird. Don't go to dark alleys of people. Don't go.
Unless you have cauliflower ear, then you can basically do whatever you want.
That's true. That is a telltale sign.
I swear, if you got cauliflower,
I'm about to go off. I'm about to go.
I'm about to go off like our car horn. Yeah, if you got cauliflower ear, you can basically do whatever you want.
But I think the complexity of human life is what gets us to survive. And although people take advantage of it through manipulation, through tactics to achieve more, it's the people they prey upon that should ask why. I'm going to say this very controversial thing.
Oh, no.
I'm going to hit it.
I swear to God, keep the hard R in your pocket.
I'm going to say sound this time.
I'm going to say something else this time because ramen ain't it.
So, I'm going to use OnlyFans, right? I'll use OnlyFans. I could go to my phone, my computer, my thinking rock, and Google anything I want.
Oh, that's bizarre. I stood up and I heard a ba-dunk, And then I saw this notification pop up: iPhone storage full.
Oh, barnacles.
So that's okay though. We still got. Yeah, we could start wrapping this one up. But yeah, go on.
So OnlyFans girls. I go on my phone, my thinking rock, my computer, whole 9 yards. I could Google whatever I want for free. These people prey upon men who are easy targets. All these guys have to do is say, why don't I just Google it? Simple.
But they don't ask the why.
They just fall for the bait immediately. Don't fall for the bait.
I see. Okay, so
it's survival. Don't take the bait.
So
if you're a fish, don't take the bait.
Oh, why is that worm shaped in a J?
That's weird.
Yeah. Okay. So I misunderstood what you meant at first. I think maybe the timing of the why, though, the timing of the questioning of the why might be a little important here, because if you ask it before the event, you're not going to become a victim. If you ask it after the event, you're a victim post hoc. Oh, why did I go into that alley with that guy?
You're a victim post, but through suffering. Why didn't you X, Y? Now, next time, I guarantee you ain't getting in that alley.
So either way, so you could have avoided suffering by asking why earlier.
But now, because you went through that suffering, you're going to ask why next time. Guarantee you, if you get mugged in that alley, you are not going to go in an alley again.
Because that's survival of the fittest then. Or rather, survival of the smartest.
That is survival of complex thought.
Fuck, that's a brilliant wrap-up right there.
Bro, fuck yeah, dude. Fucking...
Oh, sit back down. We're gonna do a reshoot. Dude, just all right.
Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah, dude.
Ah!